Hello everyone. In this lecture we will study about the indexes. Now, firstly, what is index or why we require indexes? Indexes are required when we require high performance in less interval of time. Suppose we are taking the example of a book. If the book has an index page, then you can directly move on to that page or you can directly move on to that topic. So you will get that topic in less interval of time. Similar concept applicable to SAP also. If you are getting the output in more or if you are getting the less performance, then in that case you have to create one index and you will get the output in less interval of time. Now, SC11 is the transaction code for the data dictionary. We have the table that is person table. Now, if you are searching for a record with the help of person ID, then you will get the output in less interval of time because you are searching the record based upon the person ID, and that is the primary key of the table. But if you are searching for those IDs whose name start with S, or you want to search for those names whose name suppose start with A, in that case you have to pass the name in the where condition. Then in that case it is not sure that you will get the output in less interval of time. Suppose we have a table. In this, suppose we have 20,000 or 50,000 entries are there, and from that data you have to pick those entries whose names start with A or suppose S. Then in that case it might be the scenario you will not get the output in less interval of time. So in that case we will go for creating an index. Now, in SAP we have total two types of indexes. First one is our primary index and second one is our secondary index. So, what is primary index? By default, the primary key is called as the primary index. So, in this table I have declared person ID as the primary key. So, in the database we have the index, primary index with this name, that is with this field, that is person ID. Now, we have the second type of index is secondary index. If our requirement is not fulfilled with the help of this primary key, in that case we will go for the creation of the secondary indexes. So in this current example, we will create the secondary index on person name. So how to create the index on person name? Firstly, go to the change mode of the table. Then click on this indexes button. Click on this create index button. Provide the name of the index. The index name is always 3 characters long. Suppose my name of the index is Z02. Click on this OK button. Here I have to provide the short description of the index. Index for name. Now, we are creating an index on name field. So we have to take the name column. P name is the column name. Now you have to save this index. It is saying index is saved. Now check for the syntax of the index. It is saying no inconsistency found. Now activate the index. It is saying object is activated. Now see, here we have the message index, your table name, tilde operator, index name exists in the database system Oracle. This is very important concept. Whenever you are activating the index, it is stored with the name, table name, tilde operator, index name. Yes. Now, in index, whenever we are creating the index, we have 3 options. Index on all database systems, for selected database systems, no database index. Now, If you are going for first option, index on all database system, in that case the currently SAP system, whatever the database the currently system is using, the index will create in all the database systems. Now for second option, for selected database, if you are going for this option, in that case you can specify in which database you want to create the index, or in which database you don't want to create the index. There is an exclusion list also. Selection list is in which database you want to create the index, exclusion list in which database you don't want to create the index. Now this is our third option, that is no database index. This is very important point, very important option. What is the use of this no database index? Now suppose now we have created one index Z02. Suppose after some time there is no need for this index. So rather than deleting the index completely, go for this option, no database index. In that case, what will happen? Index will remain in the data dictionary, but the index will be deleted from the database. Suppose again in the future you require this index, so again go for the first or second radio button, then again index will be activated in the database. So rather than deleting the index, go for this third option, no database index. In that case the index will remain in the data dictionary, but it will be deleted from the database. Now what is the disadvantage of an index? The disadvantages of the index is that it will occupy space into the memory. Whenever you are creating an index on any field, the replica of that will store into the database. Suppose in this example I have created one index on P name, so a table will get stored in the database with the column, field name and the data of that column. So whenever you are creating an index, you are very much sure that there is a need of index for this particular column, or for this particular table we require an index on these many fields. So because whenever you are creating an index, it occupies space into the memory. But the major advantage of the index is that you will get the output in less interval of time. This is all about the indexes.